Wow, it has been a long time since I sat down to film. What do I do with my hands? What's up, everyone? It has been a minute. Don't know if you noticed. I skipped a posting last week. Let's not dwell on it. Today's video is going to be about tackling the awkward question that maybe you haven't experienced yet, but trust me, you will if and when you do graduate. But I get asked it all the time these days, and it is the "so what are you up to" question. It happens from family members. It happens when you run into people from school or from your past life. It happens from your mailman, from the person that delivers your milk. If that still happens, it doesn't still happen. What are you saying, Sam? But I definitely know a lot of people, including myself, who struggle with answering this question because for some reason it makes us feel super uncomfortable when thinking of a way to answer it. So why not make an entire video about ways to handle situations like this when you feel really awkward and anxious about answering that kind of question? Because chances are it's going to happen probably 75 times a day, because that's what I'm averaging these days. A lot of you guys know I currently work as an educator at Lululemon, and my job is a retail job. So while this video is kind of targeted towards the types of people who didn't jump straight into their career right after university, it's also for people who did jump into their career, because I know a lot of people who still answer the question with this kind of like monotone, like, oh, my job's super boring, oh, like I'm so tired all the time kind of way. Even though by societal norms they are following the right path, I see a lot of people still feeling really uncomfortable and negative when it comes to answering those questions, regardless of which path that you chose. So basically this video is for everybody, unless you became an astronaut and have a kick-ass life. So let's take a step back and talk about the reasons why you would be uncomfortable about answering that question in the first place. My neighbor's kids are so loud, they just scream the entire time. Seriously, if you hear them in the background, I'm sorry, but trust me, I can hear them louder. I've separated the reasons into why you would feel uncomfortable in two ways. Simply put, it's either you or them. You being the fact that you feel uneasy or uncomfortable about your current position, your situation in life, the things that you're doing, the career you chose, the job you have, or B, them in the sense that yes, there are going to be times where there are shitty people out there who ask you that question hoping to make you feel small or to compare lives or to go out of their way to make you feel uncomfortable because they know the position that you're in and they've assumed XYZ. Likely it is the former. It is you that's making the situation uneasy and uncomfortable, and it is you that is putting that negative connotation on the way that you answer and the way that you receive that question in the first place. But there are situations where you're dealing with a shitty human being. Trust me, I've met them. I've seen them out there. Or it's a bit of both, but again, it is likely the former, so let's start with that, shall we? Obviously, I'll let you make the decision as to what it is, but at the end of the day, you can only ever control what you do in response to that. So that's what this whole video is going to be about. Let's jump into the first one. What to do if it is actually you that's making this whole situation and this whole question and answer process really uncomfortable. It's so important on how you frame your answer. I listened to this recording podcast thing a while ago on communication with others, and it basically said that your connotation and your tone and the way that you respond to people in turn places an assumption on what the person that was speaking to you meant in the first place. That's kind of confusing, but what I mean by that is if somebody says, hey, so what are you up to? And you respond with, well, like it's nothing, like my life is just like super bleh and like I'm doing nothing and like I should really get off my ass. You are assuming that that person is judging you and your situation in the first place by talking down about your situation and about your life and about your job and etc. So the best ways to handle those situations and any situation in general is to always assume good intent. Assume that this person is genuinely curious about your life. Assume that they genuinely want to know because they want to connect with you, they want to catch up with you, they want to open up a further conversation with you, and frame your answer around that assumption. Be excited about your situation. Be excited about the job that you have, regardless of what it is, even if you don't necessarily love the job. Give the person who's asking you what you're up to the benefit of the doubt. They just want to connect, they just want to talk to you, they just want to know what you're up to. Cue my dog barking in the background. God, your girl's just trying to film a video on peace. So how do you frame your answer to make sure that you're assuming good intent from the person asking you in the first place, you may ask? Was that a run-on sentence? Probably. My favorite thing to do when somebody asks me what I'm up to and I don't want to just revert to saying that I work retail and it's just like a part-time gig and it's not exactly what I want to be doing for the rest of my life, is I like to focus on what the job gives me rather than what my job is. So instead of saying, oh, I'm just an educator at Lululemon, I just work in the store, I'm just this, I'm just that, I will say I actually work for Lululemon and it's given me so many opportunities to connect with people that are now such a huge part of my life. It's opened up so many opportunities and it's really helped me focus on what I want to pursue in the future. I'll say that it changed my life in terms of health and fitness. I'll say that I've met so many incredible people and that I've learned so much much about myself through what is such a simple job, and that I'm super excited to pursue a career and a future with this company after working here for a few months. So think about your situation and your job. What does your job do for you? Has it taught you so much about the area that you're interested in? Has it pushed you to work harder than you ever have before? Have you been stretched out of your comfort zone, pushed beyond your limits? All of these things are things that you should be talking about and things that you should be highlighting when answering somebody's question of what are you up to now? Because as great as the actual title of your job is or the responsibilities of your job, nothing is as great as what that job gives you, what it offers you, whether it just be stability or flexibility. All of these things contribute to your life, the way that you live your life, and the things that you want to do in the future. So why not talk about them instead of closing the conversation down by just answering with your title and the company that you work for? Now, while I say this, I don't want you to think that you have to defend your job. You're not out there trying to attack anyone who may have thought differently about a retail job or about working in a store or working this or working that. You're just going out there and sharing an experience that you have that that person hasn't experienced because they don't have the position or the life that you do. You don't have to go out there being like, oh, I work retail, but like before you try to attack me, it gives me this. Because again, you are assuming that this person has no intention of hurting your feelings or making you feel small or anything like that. So just be genuine and talk about the things that excite you, because it will translate into your conversation and will put you in your situation in such an authentic, positive light. This question, just like any other question, gives you complete control and choice of what you say in return. The question is there, it means the same thing every single time, so why not use that opportunity to shamelessly brag your situation, your life, the things that you've been up to, and share the things that you feel really grateful towards. I think our default in answering questions is to focus on negative things that are happening because they're so much easier to recall. But if you can take a step back and forget about the negative and focus all about the good things that are happening in your life, not only will you spread that kind of energy out to everybody that you're talking to, but it'll translate so much more positively on you as a person and really inspire the people that you're talking to and the people that you're interacting with, even if it's just a small conversation. Now, obviously, answering these kinds of questions and implementing the things that I'm saying in this video does come with practice. It's become this kind of social norm to feel bad about your situation when it doesn't fit into the normal societal path. But just keep these kinds of things in the back of your mind, because eventually it will become a habit to talk about your life and your situation in this kind of light, and it will inspire people to think differently about their situations as well. Remember that the person who's receiving your answer will only feel the way that you feel. So if you feel embarrassed about your answer, if you are focusing on the negatives, if you make your life feel small, then they in turn will feel that and think that way when you were the one who set them up to feel that way in the first place. So take that opportunity by the balls and show them that positivity. Now let's talk about the rare situations where you do run into a less than ideal human and they are trying to belittle you or make you feel beneath them or embarrassed about your situation because they're a cocky son of a bitch. First things first, end that conversation as quickly as possible and maybe dump some sand in their shoes. Second thing is, nothing shocks shitty people more and throws them off guard than an unwavering amount of confidence and positivity. That does not mean take your confetti cannons and shoot them in the face with it. No, that is not what I'm talking about by unwavering confidence and positivity. I mean, if you do that, take video recording and send it to me, but that is not what I mean. What I mean is never give them what they want. If that person is trying to belittle you and make you feel embarrassed, the last thing that you want to do is fall into that and give them the satisfaction of you feeling uncomfortable. Take the tips that I just told you in the first part of this video and use them to change the tone of the conversation you're having with this quote-unquote shitty person. Imagine how frustrated this person would be if they tried to make you feel shitty about yourself and you just pretended that it was any normal conversation and you were completely unfazed by it. They'll be taken aback and you will have suffered no consequence because you were just telling them about your life and all the things that have been working in your favor and helping you grow as a person, and just stomping on the fact that they tried to bring you down. Again, I wouldn't assume that this is the case, but there are definitely people out there, and I trust your judgment. If you know that that person is a stanky human being, then go ahead and set them straight because they have no idea what you're up to. That is all from me on that topic. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully it gives you some peace of mind and some ease when it comes to tackling those kinds of questions in the future. Just be excited about your life. That is all I ask of you. Give this video a like and comment and subscribe if you wanna, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!